So now that we understand what we're going to be doing, let's get going and do it. Let's talk about setting a goal. Now, a goal can be around anything. And remember, this goal needs to be personal to you. So you need to have the word I or me or mine in there. And remember, we can only set a goal around change for ourselves. We can't set goals around changing the behavior of our wives or our husbands or our children. We can only change that which we have total power over, and that is aspects of our own self. So whatever your goal is, and in whatever aspect of life it is, it needs to be relevant and it needs to be meaningful for you. And a goal can be around absolutely anything. It can be around emotional issues, it can be around physical issues, it can be around spiritual issues. An example of an emotional goal would be to not get so angry when people push my buttons. That would be the intention. Obviously, we would need to work on the wording of the goal. A physical goal might be to double my salary. A spiritual goal might be to take time and place and space to be at peace with myself. Your goal can be absolutely anything, but it needs to include the words I, my, or mine, and it needs to be personal for you. Think about where in your life you would like to set a goal. Think about that now. Now that you have decided what aspect of your life you would like to bring positive change into, name the change that you would like to implement. It needs to be quite specific. If you have a goal around weight loss, for example, you need to specify exactly how much weight you're going to lose. If you would like to be 10 kilograms thinner, if you would like to be able to run a 10-kilometer marathon, needs to be that specific. Remember, unclear goals give us unclear results. We need to be specific. If you've thought about a goal, write it down on a piece of paper, the intention of what you would like to do. Do that now. Now that you have written down your intention of what you would like to do, give some thought as to what this change will give you in your life. What will be better or different in your life once you've implemented this change? How will things in your life improve? Think about that and write it down next to your goal. It might be more than one thing. It might be a very small thing. It might be life-altering. Be specific about what would be different and what would be good. Look at your goal statement and where we're at the moment. We have an intention of what you would like to achieve, and we have an explanation of what that's going to do. The next thing you need to do is to add a time frame. Remember, no goal can carry on forever. And for our purposes, we add a time frame so that we can have a specific time for success and reward. So think about your goal and exactly what it is you would like to achieve, and attach a time frame to that goal. Remember, once again, there's no wrong or right answer. It's going to be specific to what you're able to do and what time and space you have available and what abilities you have in terms of this goal. If you are looking at a weight loss goal, think of how long it would take you to lose the specified number of kilograms. If you are looking at a financial goal, think about how long it would take you to earn the amount of money or have the increase that you're looking for. Be specific in terms of your time frame. If it's 3 weeks, write 3 weeks next to your goal. If it's 4 months, write 4 months next to your goal. Remember, your time frame is specific to what you are able to achieve. Be careful of allocating a time frame that's too easy. The intention of implementing this kind of change is to stretch yourself and to do something that you would not ordinarily do in everyday life, to stretch yourself beyond your normal complacency. And also be careful not to stretch yourself too far. Don't stress yourself out with your time frame either. Don't allocate such a short time frame that you have no hope for success. Your time frame needs to be realistic but specific. It needs to stretch you but not stress you. Allocate a time frame to your goal now. Have a look at your goal statement. At the moment, we have an intention of what we would like to achieve. We have an indication of what achieving that goal will give us in our lives, and we have a time frame by when we would like to have this goal achieved. The next step is to include a measure. Now, your goal statement may already have a measure included. If it's something like a weight loss goal, it would be an indication of how many kilograms you would like to lose. If you do not yet have a measure, think about how you would know that this goal has been achieved. How would you know that you're there? The measure allows you to feel success in your goal. You need to know at what point you have achieved that success. Think about the measure now. If it's a physical goal, it might be a physical measure. If it's a financial goal, it might be related to a sum of money. If it's emotional in nature, your goal might be a little bit trickier to measure or quantify. And if you're struggling with the measure, think about allocating a percentage. If you're looking at a spiritual goal, for example, like being more at peace with myself and taking time for me, think about how much time do I take for me right now and how at peace with myself do I feel? Is it 20%, 30%, maybe? And where would I like to be at the completion of this goal? Would I like to be at 80%, 90%, maybe even 100%? Set a measure for your goal now. Now we have a goal statement, complete with intention, what it's going to do for us, the time frame that it's going to happen within, and the measure. The last thing we need to check in terms of our goal is whether or not it's realistic. This is a very, very important aspect of goal setting, because if your goal is not realistic for you, then you are setting yourself up for failure, and this is not the intention of this change. The intention of this change is to set ourselves up for success. So how we determine whether or not this goal is realistic is to say it out loud. Your entire goal, complete with the intention, with what the benefits will be, the time frame, and the measure. Say it aloud to yourself in the mirror, say it aloud to a friend, or say it aloud just to yourself. Say your whole goal. How does it feel in your body? Does it feel achievable? Do you get heart palpitations? Does it stress you out? Do you break out in a cold sweat? If so, perhaps some aspect of your goal is not what it should be. Relook at the time frame, relook at the measure, perhaps relook at the goal itself. How we want to feel around our goal is that it's achievable, but that it's a stretch. It must not feel like a stress.